hope you all will have a wonderful day. I'm Mrs.A.Mary Theresa, Assistant Professor, Department of Information Technology, Nimla College for Women. Now we will going to learn about a Photoshop. A Photoshop is an interesting and excited topic. Now let's move on to our video.
Now we start from Photoshop basics. A Photoshop is a photo editing and raster graphic design software which allows user to create, edit and manipulate various graphics as well as digital art. It was originally created in 1988 by Thomas and John Knoll. Mostly we used Adobe Photoshop. It is a raster graphics editor developed and published by Adobe Systems for Windows and Mac OS. Photoshop has so many features that it may actually be too powerful for many users. So the users can use it the great opportunity for the Photoshop. Next, we're going to see about the popular tools we have used in a Photoshop. The first major tool is a selection tool. A selection tool is called as a one type of major tool. Select a layer you want to adjust, then try applying some adjustments. With a selection active, the adjustments affect only the selected area of that layer. The same is true if you were to apply a filter, paint, fill, copy or make other edits. The next tool is a brush tool. A brush tool, it works as a digital paint brush. It basically works like traditional painting tool. Whatever color we need to paint, we can use the brush tool. It allows the maximum options to use and adjustments of the brush styles. The next tool is a crop tool. A crop tool is a very important and interesting tool. The cropping is the process of removing portions of a photo to create, focus or strengthen the composition. Use the crop tool to crop and straighten photos in Photoshop. The crop tool is non-destructive and you can choose to retain the cropped pixels to optimize the crop boundaries later. The crop tool also provides the intuitive methods to straighten a photo while it is cropping. We need unwanted items in our images, so we use a crop tool to crop what we needed. The next tool is a clone stamp tool. Clone stamp tool is nothing but we are creating a duplicating copy using a clone stamp tool. It paints one part of an image over another part of the same image or over another part of any open document that has the same color mode. You can also paint a part of one layer over another layer. The clone stamp tool is useful for duplicating objects or removing a defect in an image. I hope it is very useful while using a Photoshop for creating more cloning images. The last tool is Dodge. and burn tool. A dodge and burn tool is to create a lighter or darker images. Now going to see that the dodge tool and burn tool lighten or darken areas of the image. These tools are based on traditional darkroom technique for regulating exposure on specific areas of a paint. Photographers hold back light to lighten an area on the paint. It is called as dodging, or increase the exposure to darken areas on a paint. It call it as burning. The more you paint over an area with the dodge or burn tool, the lighter or darker. In that, we have lot of tools there in Photoshop. We can use it for our need. That's all for the Photoshop tools. Next we going to see what are all the career opportunities there to learn in Photoshop. The first one is a photography. The Photoshop is mainly created to use to edit the photos. The Photoshop can help the photographers correct for bad lighting, remove shadows, enhance color and crop the shoot to focus on one aspect of the photo. The next one is graphic design. The use of Photoshop increases the options a designer has to use photographs in their work and make them more eye-catching. The next one is a web designing. Web designers can use Photoshop's grids to lay out the basics of a page and use the preset document parameters to streamline the process of creating pages. The last and important one is advertising. Advertising, in that way we use a Photoshop allows advertising designers to push their creativity to new heights. The next we are going to see the file formats to save images in Photoshop. What and all the photos we created using a Photoshop, but where we save and how we save the photos in that. The file format is very important to save the files in your softwares. The most common software, the file system format to save the file is JPG. It is called as a Joint Photographic Experts Group. The most things of the images, what we find it in our internet and Google and what and all, it is saved like a JPG. The maximum images are saved using the file format of JPG. The next second one is GIF. The expansion of GIF is graphics interchange format. It is nothing like that. We use a little bit animation images. It is not like a video, but we made a video in a little bit. It is called it as a GIF. Then the third one is a PNG. It is a portable network graphics. The PNG means it is removing your background. It standalone save your image. So whatever you need and what type of background you can add it using the PNG. It is very useful. I hope students, the file formats, it is not only simply we have these three. We have a lot of file formats there to save your Photoshop images.
Thanks for watching this video. Thank you.